The purpose of this video is to create more compassion and understanding around COVID and the different opinions. I woke up maybe half an hour ago, and while I was brushing my teeth, I had this realization, and I'm trying to share that now. I'm still like unpacking it, but so you probably know the experience that if you have something wrong with your body and you go to a doctor, depending on what kind of doctor that is, they will look for something very specific. So let's say you go to a damn it, I don't know all the English words, like a doctor who checks if something is wrong with the bones. Right? He's an expert in that. He sees people every day and treats them like, doing something with their bones, or telling them to get a CT. So if you come there, this will be what he looks for and what he projects also. Very often, you say, oh, my back hurts. He's like, oh yeah, that's because of those kind of bones, And then you have someone who maybe comes from Chinese medicine, and you will go there saying the same thing. He's like, oh yeah, because your meridians, energy is maybe blocked, And then you go to somewhere who's like a psychotherapist or like psychosomatic, it's like you block there. Oh, this is usually because you carry around old trauma or a lot of stress. Then you go to someone who's specialized in like fitness and muscles. You say, oh, my back hurts. Oh yeah, usually like this is because you don't have enough muscles here in your core. That's the reason. So I hope you know what I mean, and you can see that. There's something called, I think it was called like holistic medicine, functional medicine, but it's very rare. Usually in our society, at least for me, if I go to a doctor, it will be kind of, he or she's biased because of her or his own expertise. So now I want to come back to COVID. Imagine you have a virologist, a person who's an expert in viruses. So this is what they study their whole life, right? So they experience the situation that we all experience. What they will project into it and they will look for is like, oh, that's a virus. It gets transmitted like this. We need to do this and this to stop the pandemic, right? And then if you imagine a person who's maybe very concerned about climate change and environmentalism, this person experiences COVID. I think, oh, I can see, the earth gets some time to recover because everything's in lockdown, the economy goes down a little bit. Oh, okay, And then you have someone who's identified as a very spiritual person. Their whole life is around spirituality, and then they experience this time right now, and they go, oh, okay, like what is the spiritual lesson here? Or maybe this is a time for awakening, and they see people waking up, going inwards, like, oh, this is amazing, right? And then you have someone who is mainly concerned with the economy, and they go like, oh shit, this is really bad, all the restaurants are closed, all of that, like, oh, this is really bad, we need to change something, the laws, or whatever. And then who else could we have? Someone who's really working or like the passion of their life or whatever it is, mental health or domestic violence, let's say that. And they are experiencing COVID, and then all they see is like, oh my God, we can't do all those lockdowns because people, like the domestic violence goes up, people kill themselves, they get depressed, like this is really bad. Yeah, and then maybe you have just people who are experts in pandemic situations, right? And all they know is how it spreads and like the critical mass and all of those things. So this is what they think about and what they see mainly. So the more of an expert someone is with any specific topic, the more they will project their own knowledge about that topic onto a situation. And that could be a patient, but it could also be the whole world in the scenario that we're having right now with COVID. So what that means is, I think it's important to understand what knowledge someone has, where they're coming from, in order to understand why they see the situation as they see it. And now, what is with the majority of people, who are not an expert in any of the fields that I just spoke about, but, maybe, I don't know, they are mainly concerned about computer games or just, their family and like holding their life together. Those people get basically their opinion from the media. Now, from all those different fields that I just spoke about, not all of them are equally portrayed in the media. Like the spiritual guru, let's say, who sees that as a massive opportunity for spiritual awakening around the world, he will not be on the news every day, right? The person who is concerned about maybe the development of children. Some people study the development of children, and they see what's happening and they go like, oh shit, children with masks in school, they need to see each other's faces, they need to touch each other for their development. This is extremely important. So this is what they will project into the situation, what they will see, right? So are they on the news every day? Not so much, right? On the news are mostly like the virus people and the pandemic people. So this is the opinion that the majority of the people gets. And again, this is just something to be aware of. I'm not saying any of those experts has a better opinion or a worse. What I'm saying is, I think to get a full picture, we have to consider all those different perspectives. They're all valid. Only because, as an average person, the majority of what we see in the media is from that group of people, doesn't mean that this is all that exists. And it also doesn't mean, and that's, I guess, also where my insight kind of came from, if someone is an expert in viruses, they are less likely to see all those other things because they are biased, right? If you have a person who operates people on their spine when they have back pain their whole life, then this person is less likely to even consider that maybe it's nothing with the bones, but it's stress that causes it. Right? And that's just the human way of functioning. Doesn't mean that they're ignorant or anything. They're highly intelligent, but highly specialized in that one field, and they will project their knowledge onto whatever situation they see. Yeah, so I hope this understanding helps to, instead of, creating more division where people go like, no, it's like this, because they're projecting their knowledge, maybe coming from the media or wherever it comes from, onto the COVID situation. And then they think someone else is just stupid for not seeing it the same way. Instead, maybe a little bit more compassion and understanding would be really helpful. This is a very complex situation, and there's no one simple solution. So there's a lot to consider, but we can only consider it if we see it. Yeah, okay. I haven't made a video in a long time about COVID, but I hope there was value in this one. Thank you for watching. Would love to hear your thoughts. Comment. If you think it was valuable, share it. That would be amazing. Yeah, thank you.